Hi everyone, this is Daphne. I'm from Paper Station. Today I wanted to talk about the DIY weekly calendar that I've made with two Moleskine large size notebooks that I had. I found them on discount. So basically my system for having like a scrapbook or diary was that I would take a normal weekly diary and I would use that and decorate it with washi tape. But I thought that I wanted a bigger size for 2018. So I thought since I have these two notebooks, I would try and make my own and decorate them. So I counted the pages and saw how much how many pages I would need for the months, and I realized that one notebook would not be enough for the month, and it also has perforated lines at the last few pages that would need to be torn off. So I basically separated the two notebooks into the two halves of the year, from January to June and then from July to December, and I wanted to show how I decorated the pages and made them, decorated them in terms of each month in order to be able to then fill them in. So this is the first notebook. Both of them are in a really lovely blue color. This is a bit darker and the other one's a bit lighter. And I basically used the notebook. As you can see, you open it and you can see that there's the end papers, and then I left first page blank, and then we dive right into January. So I used mainly the papers, the colored and patterned papers are from the Flow book for paper lovers. I have several volumes of this and I wanted to use them in terms of my sort of motto for the year, which is use what you have. So I used papers, and you'll see with the other months. I also used washi tape, and I had this Kraft paper notebook which I used with stamps and decorative scissors to cut out the shapes for the months. And then I found a free printable that basically had the year at a glance, and little monthly calendars which I cut up and used. And the second page, so the first page is decorative to show the month, and the second page is for writing highlights of the month. So I also used some stamps for the highlights and washi tape in various colors. And then I found that I really like the setup that has the dates on one page and then a blank on the left, and then on the right a blank page where I can stick memorabilia, like tickets, like cards, like whatever I want every week. So I used color for each month to write the week and the dates, which unfortunately the Moleskine paper is a bit thin and it tended to ghost. I had a test on the pages, and so I used my Rhodia Dotpad and wrote the weeks, the dates on that, and then cut it up and glued it on top of the page. And I found that it's perfect. It gives me seven, like the page on the left, based on the ruled lines, gives me seven perfect sections for writing out every day. This was February, a bit on the warmer side and red colors. This is March. March is my birthday month, so I really liked this pattern paper, which has some of the things that I really love, like cats and tea and really nice colors. And I really like this paper. And I like this idea for the DIY. It enabled me to be creative with items and materials I already had. And I really like, I think I'd like to decorate the covers as well. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I think that these two will look really nice, and maybe use some sort of elastic to bind them together when it's time to archive them. So one thing I don't really like with commercial diaries is that usually these, like a week on one page, and blank page on the other side. The weekend is smaller than the other sections, which does not work for me because I do most things that I do that I want to remember. I do them during the weekend, like seeing friends or visiting events or anything. So I really appreciated that this allowed me to have an equal amount of space for every day of the week. This is April, a bit more spring-like, the design with flowers. This is May, even more flowers, more colors, since we would be right into spring. And I tried to see with my supplies and my washi tapes and things like what kind of colors would work best with the papers that I had selected. And then finally is June. I really like this design with the pineapples. It just looks very summery in that peachy coral color in the middle. And I put the month on a slant, which I also kind of liked. It was quite unusual. So I tried for every month, while keeping the same similar sort of setup, I tried to do it differently, just so that there would be some variety. So, and this was exactly enough for the 6 months that led me right up to the perforated pages. And because and when this kind of filled up, it helped to have cut out the perforated pages because it gave me a little bit more room to fill this up with like sticking things in, papers and various other memories. And I definitely do not want to waste that paper. I cut it out, used my corner punch to have all the corners rounded, and I used it for pen pals, for writing letters. I used the paper. It's a pretty nice size, not exactly A4. It's a bit smaller, but it was really good for writing letters. So this was the first 6 months of my DIY weekly calendar, weekly diary. And we will go now and see the second notebook, which is July to December. It's the same premise, it's the same way of decorating. And I've used more summary. I really like going through my supplies and seeing what works well depending on the season and the month. So we had swimmers for July and really summery colors. Now August has watermelons. I really love this patterned paper with watermelons. All the papers are from Flowbook for Paper Lovers, and I will have links to where you can find that in the description. And yeah, basically I like trying to use what I have and work with my supplies and just feel that the things that I have are not going to waste. And it gives me joy to sort of work things together and see what works well with what. Now September we move into autumn territory. The colors are a bit more subdued and earthy. I really like this paper and the combination of it with the green and the background. And you can see I've used the same principles with the papers, and normally I'm not a big fan of brown, but I really like this in combination with the blue and the watercolor washi tape, which kind of gives it a more sort of whimsical look. And then November, it's a bit more simple, it's a bit simpler, and I've used sort of colors that I felt that matched, and a bit of a pop of black that I feel goes well with the stamped month. And finally, this would be December. December, which is a bit more festive. I've used Christmas colors, red and green, and this washi tape that I have with stars, which is very Christmassy. And again, this helped me reach exactly the perforated pages at the end of the notebook, and this is the band that was in the packaging. I found these notebooks, I think I gave like something like €5 for them. They were on sale, so it was a really good bargain. And yeah, basically I'll have all the details in the description. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment and I'll see you soon. Bye!